on the Four Post podcast, and the guys are seated and they are ready. And today it is 2v1 because the red side is full of joy. The blue side not so bad. So let's see what happens.
Charlie, you can
do your own introduction. You can do your own introduction then.
The Four Post podcast so. Said you knew Dr. Kiki. Yania, I am who I say, no, but didn't come. Nika. Yeah, say we are here. See, like, subscribe, and put on your notifications. You are welcome.
Now I can welcome you.
Oh,
by God's grace, I'm good. I'm good. I just had one or two challenges at the start of the week, but that's been catered for.
What's it? What about
thing I was going through had nothing to do
with I don't have a one.
It can't start to baby.
No, baby.
Agenda has no explanation.
Because me to tin in say I said your money ball for
and I said, oh,
how doing?
I will minya
and no zo.
And there was so. And I knew my son Quim, I was
so. Yes,
spider, so set the ball rolling.
Now the one my interview, my aquababy.
I remember my aquababy. Set the ball rolling.
Shaggy.
Yeah, they are winning here. Set my ball rolling.
So before we start, Gary Neville and then Hazard Premier League Hall of Famers.
Yes, Mike, I think I'm happy to see Gary Neville in. One way or the other, I'm happy to see Eden Hazard in. I think now Didier Drogba also remains the only African player in the Hall of Fame. I think this is a big achievement. But African players have bought the Premier League, Mike.
Yeah, there is a good list, a good number of African players in the Premier League.
Didier Drogba alone.
But then again, why should you be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Okay, more or less, it just have to
I hope you get
I understand it.
Why should you get there?
Yes, definitely. There is no way you be inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame without contributing hugely to winning the Premier League at some point in time. So, looking at some of the African players within the setup, I think some of them played well individually, good resource. You can talk about somebody like JJ Okocha, our own Tony Yeboah, Tony Yegola for Leeds United at some point in time. You can talk about huge crop of players within the league that have come in and they've gotten results one way or the other. But in the long run, I think it's all about winning the trophy. Yeah. And if you don't win it, it becomes really questionable. Let's see, maybe Riyad Mahrez might have a shout because he won the league with Leicester City. He won the league with Manchester City. So Leicester City, Manchester City, two different teams altogether. Very influential in both teams in terms of winning the Premier League. That is where maybe I have one or two things to speak about why Didier Drogba still remains the only African to be in it. But definitely time will talk about for your question on Gary Neville and Eden Hazard. I think Hazard was special in his own way. I call him the dribbling magician. Like this guy could literally pick up the ball from anywhere of the field and decide results.
Okay. Should Hazard be in it before Ryan Giggs?
I think there's Ryan Giggs, right, Mike?
Ryan Giggs not in it.
I think Giggs has a nomination. No. Okay, for contest. I think it coincided then with when his court case has spiraled out of control. I don't know if you monitored that development. So one key thing, that is also again about the criteria. It deals with excellence and then the kind of reputation that you have on and off the field of play. I don't think they will be quick enough to
John Terry
there. John Terry does not have any court issue that has to do with domestic violence, especially if it is against a female. We all know how these people think and how they are. So I think that is the taint on someone like Ryan Giggs. But in terms of his Premier League legacy, specifically what he had to contribute on the field of play, there are no qualms about it.
He's the most created person.
Because the Premier League will not want any development. That is, okay, they announced Ryan Giggs as an inductee into the Hall of Fame. And then there is a social media backlash. There are campaigns that are started. Why would you want to nominate someone who is having a case of domestic violence as your Hall of Famer. Exemplary.
You see, Mike, this is where I also have a problem. The Premier League Hall of Fame, I agree that off the pitch is very important. But in this instance or discussion that we are having today, I don't think Ryan Giggs has been found guilty of domestic violence.
No.
There are two different things.
Rumors.
Being charged, going to court, being guilty of the said matter. You see, whenever we deal with the court of the public opinion, Mike, there's one thing I really believe in, that it sets you back when it comes to validating something you are doing with certain people that are supposed to be there.
Okay.
Mike, all of us watch the Premier League. We've experienced the Premier League. We understand where the Premier League came from and how far it has come. There's no way you can tell me that a player like Ryan Giggs shouldn't be in that team when it comes to the Hall of Fame.
That was they created.
And I'm not disputing what you are saying. You understand what I mean? I get what you are saying, understand what you are saying, and what you are saying is the fact of the matter.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to share my idea of how the community plays its role in some of these things, which I believe it is not fair. You get me right? Like the Partey issue. Partey has been charged. Then everybody gets up and they start saying, oh, Partey, you are guilty. Partey, you did it. Partey, the court of the public opinion has been setting the English Premier League back.
Okay, so for education purposes, this is it. For players to be eligible for induction into the Premier League Hall of Fame, players need to have retired.
One.
Before the start of the awarding season and are only judged on their domestic performances in the Premier League.
Two.
With no other competitions considered.
Two.
Additionally, players must have made 250 appearances in the league or achieved one of the following.
Three.
Appeared in more than 200 Premier League appearances for
Four.
one club. Selected to any of the teams of the decade. Won
Five.
the Golden Boot or Golden Glove. Voted
6.
as player of the season.
7.
Won 3 Premier League titles.
8.
Scored 100 Premier League goals, or goalkeepers who have recorded 100 Premier League clean sheets.
9.
Then the issue about
What you're speaking about. Because per what you are saying with the list.
I think
Now listen, no, it was only a BAB.
Oh
no,
maybe,
you must
maybe.
satisfy
Five,
one
at
of
least
those,
one of those
the criteria I mentioned. You get it. But you see, in the case of Ryan Giggs, recency is also an aspect or something to consider. Just in the wake of such a development, if they mention him, it would result in a backlash. It would lead to a lot of people condemning it. And you see, in everything that we do, PR is also essential. The Premier League would not want to do something that would have a negative consequence on the whole thing that they are doing. So to avoid any controversy, any brouhaha, then it is best that we omit Ryan Giggs as it stands now. Maybe allow some time.
I think where I agree with you is the where you use the word as it stands now.
Yeah, as it stands now.
Meaning it's not yet over.
Yeah,
because
when was the last time you saw Ryan Giggs on any platform to discuss Premier League issues?
Definitely none.
Exactly.
It's been quite a period of time.
I'm sure you're a coach.
No, but he's
for
no
being a
longer
manager is
in
different
active
from
coaching.
like being on a.
No, but even if
TV
he was a
and all of
coach,
these things.
he's no longer in active coaching. He's not coaching again. I hope you get it. So these are developments. I think he will need to clear all those issues, and then the way will be paid
very
for him.
important.
But in
But
terms of every criteria set,
Definitely
to
he missed it.
make one a Hall of Famer. Right,
Ryan
Giggs
Giggs
more
missed
than
it.
qualifies.
But
that.
for Eden Hazard, I'm happy for him, Mike. After Chelsea, things became really tough for him. A whole lot of issues when he went to Real Madrid, the disrespect here and there, premature retirement at some point in time in his career, which I actually believe he deserves more flowers than we gave him. For the Premier League in, let me say, the 2010s, Mike, menya sure say player be a league in ma unim training ball and what he said in Hazard.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about numbers in terms of goals.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about assist. You get what I'm saying? Meaning say assist ni goals is important my player bia. But I'm speaking in context to pure football.
That's a Mateus
enjoyment.
Cunha. Mateus Cunha DNB.
What you say? Pure enjoyment, pure football, Mike. Entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't think any player and a free Saber 2010 they about the Premier League. Okay. Eden Hazard. The last player I saw him do that in the league was Cristiano Ronaldo. Obama Fabona apart from goals, Ronaldo assassin is wow, Ronaldo assassin, you understand? Pure football, pure entertainment. The rest of them that came in, Obi by 1 season, then he goes off. Yeah. I've seen Obi to say Adel Tarat, Obeka Oba, QPR, some of the things he did and all of those things, pure entertainment by goals in any planning of baby and but for Eden Hazard, Mike, my oh my. When you switch on your television to watch the Premier League and it is Eden Hazard, man, this is pure excitement. Yeah. Pure excitement. Dr. Kiko bet my players better boom. Yeah. Oh, but Chimunina, what the most three.
Oh, listen, none the born is seven.
None the born is so. No account crab.
Yeah, the born the way I'm a ball.
Oh, done and no, I see. See, I remember one particular game. Eden Hazard to Manchester United, but it was the FA Cup final. I think Jose Mourinho versus Antonio Conte. That final, a few Jones in a quiet penalty. Last, I think the first few minutes of the game. That was Jose Mourinho's season where Manchester United was second in the league. So it's like the 2017-2018 season. Yeah. Both through passing, you see. Phil Jones, I don't want to tune you out for Hazard penalty. Hazard was that good, but Mike, I agree with that. And for Gary Neville, I think he has paid his dues. Mike, Gary Neville is not the most exceptional right back I've seen in the Premier League. No. In terms of quality. But he is the most effective and efficient right back I've watched. Yeah. Listen to it very carefully. There's a difference between having a player who is talented, gives you entertainment like we are speaking about Eden Hazard. And there's another player who is not naturally gifted, but he's efficient and effective in the role that is actually given to him. Okay. That was Gary Neville.
Kavaya DNB.
Kavaya cried also to me the ball not turning. You see, Gary Neville more than 82 nibi kakra. Okay. My what the mention Arsenal. And Ebu Abetra center line. Ebu Aontra aggressive, passionate, a winner, will fight for the badge, won the Premier. And I think he's there because of the number of times he appeared in the Premier League 11 after the season. Yeah. Or Premier League team of the season. Okay. And the number of Premier League titles he won. I think these are the two basic things. That is why Gary Neville is there. But if it comes to talent, Mike, he had talent right back in the Premier League. I don't think in the early 2000s, who will be better than Alexander Trent-Arnold.
Like right backs in the Premier League.
Like set talent. Or Bobo entertainment, right back entertainment. Kawaka solid, but I still go with Alexander Trent-Arnold. You see, or defining the right back role into a proper staff with level of intelligence to overcome on only weakness now will be enemies or no. Everyone knew Alexander Trent-Arnold has defensive weaknesses. Okay. Everyone knows it. But there's always something he does to cover it up. And that is the kind of gift he has by creating. All right back or creating chances. The same. Kawaka bet me attack here. There you be able to do anymore. When was the last time I was a Kawaka about cross bear 2 or 3 in a game? Okay. Difficult. Yeah. But with Trent, superb. Mike, superb. So I think for the Hall of Fame, and he has also won the Premier League, but not twice. Yeah. Is it twice? Yes, twice. Yeah, twice.
Oh,
Trent twice.
Yeah, twice.
The COVID era and now. So twice. So with time, I think maybe when he retires, one day, we'll come into the discussion. Yeah. Because no single right back has contributed to more goals than Alexander Trent-Arnold in the history of the Premier League since 1992.
So let's start with this. Away from the Hall of Famers, the manager of the month nominees as well. Hey, it has also come out. If you are watching us on the screens, you will see the various nominees and then the respective roles they played. But for the purposes of this conversation, let me mention them. Ruben Amorim, Manchester United. He went unbeaten. He won all games he played in the month of October. The same applies to Mikel Arteta. And Arteta did not even concede. Ruben Amorim was Sunderland, Brighton, in between Liverpool, Chelsea. And he won all of them. Yeah. Not in October. It's in October. So that is it for Ruben Amorim. And then Mikel Arteta also had a clean sweep in the month of October, winning all games and did not even concede a goal. Unai Emery also went unbeaten, and the same applies to Andoni Iraola. So these are your manager. So you are the one supposed to do it because I'm not the one doing the analysis.
Okay.
Today, so say yes, I say any giddy.
No, you are the one supposed to.
Oh, there
Chelsea coach in India. Chelsea coach in India.
Okay. Honorable West Ham. We can About West Ham no. Fulham, Crystal Palace,
all London clubs.
Also Hybium.
Andoni Aroila for Bournemouth. Check you also the Mamma Shadi. Krebi na me hadi ka krebi. Because I know hear me. Because Amorim abo Liverpool.
Raiola did not win all 3 games.
But he won
There
2
was a draw.
and drew 1.
Yeah.
I know crying Forest.
Forest mo.
And Fulham.
Fulham.
And Crystal Palace.
About there, also about there.
Also where?
I Bournemouth, also about.
Also about Forest no. Crystal Palace. And I Fulham. And no cross about Crystal Palace draw.
Crystal Palace draw. I no share Nottingham Forest no share.
Nottingham Forest no share Fulham. Also Hybium.
Unai Emery. Aston Villa. Na me hwa de ka krebi.
Aston Villa. No so ball hwan no.
But Mike, you see the manager of the month. And how it works. I don't know, but for Manchester United, sometimes it looks like a curse.
So Unai Emery recorded successes against Burnley, Man City. Man City, Burnley, and then Tottenham.
Ni nyina wo form kakra. When I check it table, na Sunderland was so.
Yeah.
Liverpool no was so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, but I without even you guys saying it, I think you should go to Amorim.
I look at it in 2 ways. Where the clubs were, and then the lift they've enjoyed during this period. Aston Villa did not start the season well.
Yes.
And it was more of a revival for them. You look at their wins against Burnley and then Man City at home, and then they traveled to the White Hart Lane to beat Spurs. But for contest, it was a Spurs team that had been riddled with injuries. So they did not really have the full complement of their team. Albeit, the win was very, very emphatic on the part of Villa. It was a comeback. It made it all sweet. But you compare that to Manchester United. I think the level of scrutiny Amorim suffers, it's not the same as applied to someone like Unai Emery. The Manchester United job, we've spoken at length about it. It is actually a job where if you are the manager, you have to contend with a lot of things. Something an Aston Villa manager will not have to go through the same. The media, the pressure on you, even how you speak, it will be scrutinized. So for Amorim to have that kind of, I want to find the right word for it, but to be upbeat about the prospect of United, even when things were not going well, and still insist, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do things. Then sticking to his principles and engineering wins in games where many expected United to flop. And then for the first time, winning 3 consecutive Premier League games. And where it lifted Manchester United from to where they are now. I don't think any manager's results impacts better than Amorim's. That's why I think it should go for him.
Mike, you are right in that particular regard. But just maybe understand where Unai Emery also came from during that particular period of time. I think they also had some 1 or 2 injury situations to deal with their squad. Expectations are good, everything are good, what they were expecting from them. But playing Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City, Mike, Manchester City were in a very good mood before facing Aston Villa. Let's not forget that.
Oh, Man
City, they were in a very good form before they met Aston Villa and lost by 1-0.
But then again,
very good form.
Then again, does it not really harbor on City and their away travels to Villa in terms of the history? It is just similar to Manchester United away at Anfield against Liverpool. Manchester United at home against Anfield
since 2015.
Kiki, I don't know if you get it.
Yeah, I get it.
And Kiki,
Media, so yes, that's all cool me. But no, let me tell you something.
What am I doing?
Hi, Banner.
So what did this guy eat?
Kala. For camera, not Thomas, I'm cabin to my asset.
That's right. My main cancer. And now they say they better woo. I say, I didn't know you be in where the kind.
Massage.
I say Ruben and Marim na the Bemano because I say me who say baby free back Manchester. No, as
Kevin Moby say, as a Tafrio. You do it.
We will do it. You messless.
What have I done?
What have you done? What have I done? I say, oh, the Chelsea, yeah. Oh, by now, what bro wants now to tear better.
Hey, na chimpre.
Na pew. I say, what Ruben and the Ruben. Hey. Oh, dear, yeah. So far, what's your balance? So I come about 10 credits and remember 6.
Then the player of the month.
Player of the month, who say,
I should go to Brian in Burma.
I'm questioning Boom. That's how me anyway, no. Well, we don't know the father.
Can we check?
Akwesi Mbumu.
Akwesi there.
Mbumu.
Oh, but Brian Bebo says his childhood idol was Eden Hazard.
We will say.
We say
they are church. That's how they don't play. So it's a Hall of Fame.
What say? Did it say Akwesi there?
Akwesi Mbumu.
Hey, Imbemo's childhood idol was Eden.
I didn't know. I said,
Imbemo's Hazard. Why name?
Nasa Hazard.
And you Hazard, then you say Hazard, but my Mbumu.
It's a Mbumu through quality.
Momo young boy.
Akwesi there.
Akwesi Mbumu.
26-year-old.
Akwesi Mbumu.
I remember I posted a picture of Portia Boache, the Black Queens captain.
Yeah.
And I captioned it at 36-year-old. Someone Obiba was saying, and when you say Benjamin Asare, I'm saying not going into Also, for the Premier League nominees, the players Matikash, Aston Villa. Okay. He played 3 matches, won 3. He scored 1 goal, and then there was 1 clean sheet attributed to him. Okay. And then Bruno Guimaraes, he won 2, lost 1. He scored 2 goals, no assist, as Newcastle went through the month of October. For Erling Haaland, he played 2, lost 1. He scored 3 goals, no assist. And then for Junior Krupi, he's a young French player. He's 19 years old, and he plays for Bournemouth. And he scored 3 goals in the month of October. Brian Mbeumo for Manchester United. He played 3, he won 3, he scored 3, and then he provided 1 assist, 4 goal involvement. And that is the most any player had among the nominees. And then Nodi Mukiele, 2 wins, lost 1 for Sunderland. He won 1, and as a defender, had 1 clean sheet. Igor Thiago, he played 3, he won 2, he scored 2 goals, and then his side lost 1. Jurien Timber for Arsenal, they played 3, won 3, 3 clean sheets as part of the record that Arsenal recorded. So that is it. So Mbeumo with the most goal involvement, perfect record, won 3 games.
This kind of award scheme, usually, to say that they have Ballon d'Or, it goes for the attackers. I don't know unless you're a defender and you do something extraordinary.
Exactly.
Then that is where we see you. But when you're a defensive midfielder, you are a defender. Now, awards be say, you should pray that whoever you are competing with didn't do that much. And looking at what the list you gave and Obia statistics, Bibia dancer say Akwesi Mbumu is actually up there. You probably make case for Jurien Timber. Say on your 3, clean sheets and a winning 3. But here is the case clean sheets and young kwana anya. So what I say, clean sheet nipa ba kunya. But for goal scoring near the other, you better ma bobo ni na ma. At the end of the day, you decide to score and make case or bring points to your team or not. So I think since clean sheet nipa ba kunya clean sheet. And especially it's a clean sheet crab, you better attribute to someone say, I have something big, I should be goalkeepers. Who defend at the old clean sheet to the end. So I think it's so clear that we are looking at Brian Mbeumo. Probably could have been between him and the new guy, Bournemouth, scoring 3 goals.
Okay, Junior Krupi.
Coming from a different league, adapting to a new league and scoring 3 goals. That is good enough for a team like Bournemouth. But it's quite unfortunate that Brian Akwesi Mbeumo has done a great job. So we are looking at him and Ruben Amorim scoring against Liverpool, scoring against Chelsea, scoring against Sunderland.
So you are tipping a double soup for Manchester.
It is straight. Manchester United is carrying these 2 awards.
Akomeah?
Yes, I think I agree with Dr. Kiki's point about Brian Mbeumo. He calls him Akwesi Mbeumo. Akwesi Mbeumo. You want to say? Akwesi
Mbeumo. I won't do it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I won't do it.
Don't worry.
I will not do it.
Don't worry.
For me.
We'll deal with him. But Mike, I think for Manchester United, he has been the light of the team. You look at the kind of goals he scored, the timing of those goals and how important it was. First goal against Liverpool. You look at that particular Sunderland game, he needed to be in that game and an assist at some point in time. 2 goals, crucial goals against Brighton and Hove Albion. Especially when United wanted to extend their lead and when the game was 3-2, which was much closer than at first. He scores the second goal. And his all-round play in the team is something you need to speak about. Link-up play, dribbling, his ability to track back. Everything looks perfect for Brian Mbeumo. I think for this start at Manchester United, he's proven himself. For that huge amount of money, £71 million, Mike. I think as an African player or someone who is also an African, I love what Brian Mbeumo is doing in the Manchester United GC.
Where would Man United be without him?
Mike, I think we were talking about 11th, 12th, 13th, thereabout.
Struggling.
Without him,
yes.
He's been
Manchester,
tremendous.
he has not only transformed the team with his goals, but Mike, he has definitely found a better partnership with Amad Diallo.
Okay.
And if you can really realize how the team is playing now, Amad Diallo is full in confidence. Yeah. He believes the person closer to him is good enough. Not scared to pick up good spaces that could even put him in a risk of having a big space right behind him in terms of his defense.
Yeah.
And the understanding between the two that when Amad moves into space, either Brian Mbeumo looks out for him or more or less creates another space to link up with him. And that partnership between the two of them is causing a lot of fullbacks problems.
Okay.
Mike, it's causing a lot of problems. Because these 2 players can isolate you and dribble you at one point in time. These 2 players can link up and create chances. These 2 can score enough goals. So it's about who are you stopping at the end of the day.
And attacking wise, they are both good, and defensively,
They are both good.
It's about 10. Right
so the synergy. I think there is a song.
And whatever Mbeumo is doing at Manchester United, Mike, the power. You see, one thing I'm praying for and hoping for is for an African player to one day be the face of Manchester United. Mike, in recent times, Manchester United has been accused of not entertaining African players, especially during Sir Alex Ferguson's tenure.
Yeah.
Where people actually complained about the bit that he doesn't like African players because whenever it is African Cup of Nations, they will have to leave the team here and there, a whole lot of issues. Ferguson himself at some point in time made a certain statement like, I don't want to buy a player during the African Cup of Nations where I believe I have to win the league. And then they will have to leave and move to a different club. Mike, so it's been one particular thing after the other when it comes to accusing Manchester United of entertaining African players that comes into the team.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Brian Mbeumo and Amad Diallo to one day become the face of Manchester United, which we haven't seen some before. No. Like in the history of the club, the face of the club has always been either an English or more or less talk about a Portuguese. David Beckham. You look at players like Sir Bobby Charlton, Dennis Law,
Cristiano
Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Mike, look at the faces. Even in our banter days, it is the likes of Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. So the Portuguese and English dominance. Yeah. So it's like an English dominance of Manchester United.
Okay.
I just want one day something should just open it up, and we'll see Brian Mbeumo wearing the number 10 jersey for Manchester United.
He's really on.
Amad Diallo wearing the number 7 jersey for Manchester United. Mike, I want to see that.
In terms of impact, he's produced 33% of the goals Manchester United have scored in the Premier League this season. I was just about checking the game-winning goals and the number of points personally he has accounted for in terms of a tally that Manchester United have made. But I'm having some technical issues. But I think we can speak to the Brighton game.
Yes.
It got you the winner. To cement the 3 points.
Then the first goal against Liverpool.
The Liverpool game. So even before we dive into the statistics properly, we can speak to 6 points.
Yes.
How many points does Manchester United have?
16 points.
16 points. So already, even before we delve into
that is actually 1/3.
Exactly. He has 6 points on the board. And I think there was a game he scored.
Sunderland.
Against Sunderland.
Yes.
That was also the opening goal.
Sunderland, yes, was the opening goal.
Yeah. It was the opening goal.
No, Sunderland was the assist for the opening goal to Mason Mount.
So again, he's accounted for
Sunderland for an assist for the opening goal.
I think let me try and pull all the statistics here. Then it will help us understand this whole conversation about Mbeumo and why he's in the running for early contention for the Premier League Player of the Season.
For early contender, yeah. Depending on where Manchester United
game-winning goals, yes, Brighton, Liverpool.
Brighton, Liverpool.
Exactly. So 6 points there. Then the assists you mentioned.
Against Sunderland.
Exactly. So it means almost all the goals he scored are goals that win United something at the end of the day.
And even against Grimsby, when United were down, he pulled one back before the equalizer.
Exactly.
And before the winning goal against Liverpool, took the first shot. Then the return ball went to Bruno Fernandes, then the assist.
He had to back. So I think
Chelsea red card.
He forced that red card against Sanchez, and that altered the dynamics of the game. So how about this? Liverpool splashed a lot of cash on attacking players in the summer. United did similar.
Yes.
But they did not spend to the quantum of money that Liverpool spent. Can we then say that on the evidence of what we are seeing, it was rather good business on the part of United than Liverpool's?
Yeah. I would say that even Hezler, Brighton's coach,
Fabian Hezler,
yes, said that is some good investment by Manchester United. Why would he say that? Looking at our summer signings, Sonny Lamé, look at in the last 3 games he has played, in terms of saves,
very instrumental.
In terms of long balls, he's literally first in everything. 4th percentile when it comes to the goalkeepers in the Premier League. And looking at, you talk about Benjamin Sesko, his hold-up play, his strength, his goals, his assists. He has been tremendous for the team. His agility, his strength.
And I think he's one player who feels like that first goal against Brighton has lifted pressure off him. He looks very okay.
Yeah, right now he looks okay. And
yes,
the team is
I think it was against Sunderland. His first goal was against Brentford. Yes, and the second goal was against Sunderland. And an assist.
But after that goal against Brentford, he's actually been free.
Yeah, and the team has been flying so high and he's a part of it. So automatically you move with the team. And looking at Brian Mbeumo, we've already talked a lot about Brian Mbeumo. Even Matheus Cunha, who hasn't really been scoring and giving assists that we know him to do, but
he got his first goal against
Brighton. But look at how he contributes to the team. Everybody is happy about Cunha. He hasn't scored. He hasn't made assists before the Brighton, but the work rate, the passing, the role he plays. So Hezler looked at this team and was like, they've invested properly. Look at Liverpool. They literally spent 150 million on Florian Wirtz. They spent...
they say it's no 150. So let's make it 125.
No problem.
Or 115 pounds.
Let's say 115.
Yeah.
They spent 115
million pounds.
Yes. That is around 125 million euros.
Yeah.
You spent 150 million on Isaac.
And they're 150.
Then you spent literally 100 million euros on
Kiki.
Let's take it to 95.
Yeah, 95. Yam pass him.
Enti omuni na no omo cost over 300 million airco.
Yeah.
Liverpool ankasa problem. Ye na ya aware sanya attack asem.
Okay.
They were good, they were firing from left, right, center. The problem was their midfield and defense.
Yeah.
Anna, you have a prime Roberto Carlos in your right back position in Arnold. Akomeah was talking about how he's contributed a lot in the Premier League. Or retire Hall of Fame, and I was here to meet in the camera. Or Kono replacing who replacing no Kofa my friend Paul. Not the way replacing. Okay, Robertson now a few club pencil. Waba ye adwuma no ne Arnold we ye yegu ana we yegu ano. We replacing now Kofa Kekes. At the buy. Wo finfin ho na problem wo no.
One shemukina.
I was saying I'm grabbing back one chum ho Fred.
It also was at ton kwansa.
What's our ton kwansa?
Kofa Giovanni Leone.
Aye.
If you was at ton
Elliot. Kaka ma abrabom
So basically that was Liverpool's business. I don't think it really was a well-balanced thing.
No, at all.
Because in central defense, even before they sold Jarrod Kwanzaa, they needed an addition.
Yes.
Right? They sold Kwanzaa, they brought on Leone, which is a direct replacement because they are both young and they will need time.
Yeah.
But they did not add to already those who were starting. So it leaves just one experienced centre-back to fill in. When there is an injury or suspension or there needs to be, that is Joe Gomez.
I think the McGahey bit also hurt them at some point.
No, but you see, in all honesty, I don't know why they did not go all out for Gay, and they were still hell bent on the Isaac bid. You see, I understand.
Gay, no boy, say 34 million pounds.
Yeah.
What can ya car 2 minutes?
I wouldn't so much replacement.
But he was an essential signing. You see, Isaac Vets. Maybe was Isaac an essential signing or it was a luxury signing?
Luxury. I think that now Omunim say Isaac no that time no say na Newcastle Tom and Jerry near more.
Yeah.
And that time now already the striker position Hugo Ekitike. Before we talking about Benjamin Sesko near the there was a link Manchester United ne Ekitike Mukura Kasa near the. So since Liverpool who say okay the striker positions no after the grab amount for be a pre no Ekitike ya available na Isaac ya Tom and Jerry no say okay let's buy. But that time no I'm gonna give you a more word to Isaac. Isaac at say
so they needed to just fulfill it.
Yes.
But then again, your team has pressing needs. They badly need a centre back. They badly need a midfielder. Precisely a defensive midfielder. And you still dance Shakira to...
I think, Mike, Liverpool mistake of getting a DM happened when they decided to wait until the last minute to fight Chelsea for Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. You see, they could have literally picked up Romeo Lavia as at the time where Chelsea were all bent on signing Moises Caicedo.
Yeah.
I know Chelsea signed Romeo Lavia for one or two shaggy reasons.
Okay.
I know that they signed him for that particular kind of thing. Because they wouldn't love Liverpool to have Lavia. And then Chelsea is going to have someone like Moises Caicedo. Put the injury situations aside, Mike. Lavia will give you something differently to what the likes of Gravenberch are giving you in that setup. So if you are not getting Caicedo, that means the following season there is a need for you to get another defensive midfielder. Then here comes Gravenberch, who had a superb season under Ancelotti in Ancelotti's first season. Driving the ball here and there, defending here and at some point in time, playing as a centre back here and there. But they forgot to look at the long run. That when you look at the bigger picture, is Gravenberch going to be our sole defensive midfielder for the next 2 or 3 years? This is where they get all the things wrong. They sit down and they believe that no, we've won the league. This is Gravenberch. We only need to upgrade. That is why I have a problem with how Liverpool set up their rebuilding phase. Mike, they won the league and they felt like they've gotten to a stage where they only need to beef up to sustain. Not to beef up, to cover and make shift for when things go wrong. For the top 11 that played for us when we won the league. So, go into the market, go for Alexander Isak. Go into the market, let's go for Google Kitike. Let's go into the market, Jeremy Frimpong. He made 10, 15 assists in the Bundesliga. Let's go in for him.
They carried away by the momentum.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we've won the league.
Yes.
So let's add.
Yes. Because, Mike, they felt, you see, that particular Liverpool team, Mike, they really looked invincible at some point in time within the season. Yeah. Trust you me.
Well, I didn't see them as
invincible. You see, Mike, they played so well.
I think we are also carried away because at a point in time when they signed Isak, I want to believe some of us had fears, not concerns.
Yes.
Fears.
What you say?
Yeah, like
there was that fear factor.
Yes, Isak Jinani.
Let's say.
That's Salah.
So that is why we are not full-time coaches.
I'm say, when they are 4-4-2 straight, Isak near Kitike double front two. That's Salah. That's
why you are not a full-time coach. Because basically on paper it looked so good until the reality started to manifest.
Even including the addition of Florian Wirtz.
Exactly, and then we're like, yes, but you see, one thing I will start talking about the games in a jiffy. But one thing I really love about United's business was knowing what they needed at that point in time,
and don't rush into any signing.
Yeah,
you get it. Yeah. It would have been different if they assigned almost all the attackers outside the Premier League. But they said, oftentimes we've done this. We've splashed the cash on players with potential. They are good. They excelled in their respective leagues before we brought them on board. Rasmus Højlund.
Who would have been
Joshua Zirkzee. You get it. We've brought these players on board. Then we come to realize that one, adaptation becomes an issue because they even need to settle into Manchester United, which is a difficult thing, before they settle into the league. So how about we get much more of a blend, a mix, something that works. So let's find the balance.
I'm coming. Drew, time also mind the asempano. I said your man joining your money and carrying that. I'm not going from Musu.
So you see, go into the Premier League, look out for the goal metrics.
Okay.
But not just that, the performance chart. So you see, when United said their data available to them pointed towards the fact that Mbeumo was the closest to Mo Salah in terms of performance and impact.
True.
Now it is making sense.
True.
Again, Matheus Cunha looked like a player on the rise. His confidence was high. Among the top scorers in the Premier League last season. Let's bring him on board. And they have established that foundation or that fulcrum for Šeško to rest on. So there is not much pressure on Šeško.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that if the other two attackers were malfunctioning, then we come to the tip. Who is at the tip? It is Šeško.
That is where
so your main striker is not getting goals. Pressure comes on him.
I think I understand why Rasmus Højlund didn't want to leave.
Yeah, because he knew that he could rest on these.
True.
And then he will thrive.
And two years experience in the Premier League, you know.
There's a reason why he did not want to leave.
So let me just applaud the United transfer approach or strategy.
I think Jesse Wilcox had an interview with the Manchester United media, and they asked him about the signings and what they went in for. And he said the most important thing is about the player having character. Character to play in the league. Character.
And how do you forge it? You forge the character.
And he watched Brian Mbeumo at Brentford, experience and the character. He watched somebody like Matheus Cunha and said, no. That is where Liverpool got it wrong with players like Milos Kekes and Jeremy Frimpong. Mike, trust you me. Akomeah Robertson ne Trent Arnold Liverpool.
It's different from
Jeremy Frimpong. One Akomeah what Bono from.
I think one thing they missed. I like Milos Kekes. He has this explosiveness around his game, his ability to surge forward, add to the attack. But he's looking a bit out of place at Liverpool. It looks like he's not really settled. That is where the character thing comes in. Again, he was a player who was performing at Bournemouth, but just that there were no extras, nothing additional. So he did not really forge it like Mbeumo. Mbeumo had them play with Ivan Toney. Then he became the main guy together with Jan Visa. So Mbeumo had played in two phases of the Brentford project under Thomas Frank, with Ivan Toney playing a role to assist him, with Visa as the main guys. It is like what Kevin Schade is now doing at Brentford. Yeah. Kevin Schade was then being introduced during the time of Toney. Then when Toney left and it was Visa and then Mbeumo, he had to understudy. Now the two leave and he forms this wonderful partnership with Thiago and then Dango Ouattara, who joined from Bournemouth. So Mbeumo had gone through the mill. The same applies to Cunha.
Yeah, with the Wolverhampton.
He had to understudy at Wolves and then it picked for him.
And became the main man.
But for Kekes, why did he develop that character? None, because he was just starting.
For Bournemouth.
So these are the things I see, because Robertson came when he was ready. Hull City and Marco Silva built himself. Trent went through the various phases.
Yes.
From the Liverpool Academy. So he even embodies what the club is about.
Yeah.
And it was something that was working for Liverpool. Fabinho, top performing player at Monaco. Pluck him,
draft him into the team, but there is a basis where he will be slotted in and then he will settle because there was Jordan Henderson.
Yes.
You get the point. So if I am Fabinho, I have to pair with Henderson. It flows. It becomes easy. If I am bringing on board Salah, Firmino, Mane have already been there. They've paved the way. I think that is something that Liverpool missed.
Liverpool be very
far too many players
who
really did not get enough base. So look through their team now.
Mike Luis Diaz, Tom Paul,
I think, again, that is a very good point. Guys, let's talk about the games. It looks like we are spending much more time. The big game is Spurs-Chelsea, right? Hey! Spurs.
Spurs will need to beat Chelsea. And we will need them to be very relaxed when they play against us. Because if they lose against Chelsea, it's a World Cup.
So let me get the fixtures for you regarding the Premier League. So these are the matches that will be played in the Premier League.
Some of them will be very quick with them.
Yeah. But we will discuss in detail the Spurs game. So Brighton versus Leeds.
Brighton is playing at home, right?
Yeah, Brighton at home against
Leeds. I think Brighton United to win either half.
Then there is Burnley against Arsenal.
Arsenal win.
Crystal Palace, Brentford. Very interesting.
Crystal Palace to win either half.
Oh, kind of straight, sir. Kiki, won't you say anything about it? All right. Then Fulham, Wolves.
That game they come and touch you.
Nottingham Forest, Manchester United.
Manchester United win.
Man, you win against Nottingham.
And over 1.5.
It's Sean Dyche.
No,
but it's Sean Dyche.
I think the safe thing for Manchester United in this game is
so that's not the ball photo.
Man United to win it a half.
Yeah.
No, the ball photo.
Yeah, and he won. I would rather do both teams to score.
That one too.
Oh, it will happen. Yeah. But Manchester United will win that game.
No, I don't want to risk it.
No, when you risk Manchester United,
no, but it's just 3 games.
Akwasi
Personally, I would do just both teams.
I think I agree with you, Mike, on the both teams to score 1.5.
In fact, most of the matches are boy. Crystal Palace game, no.
Yeah, Brentford again will likely get a goal.
The first one.
Arsenal barely need the end.
Arsenal will win.
I think Arsenal will prefer a goalless draw than to concede against.
Yeah. And that game, so who could try? You're careful. Arsenal beat me 1-0.
Yeah. Brighton Leeds looks like a both teams to score game. Yeah. And then Tottenham versus Chelsea.
So that's the match of the week.
Our feature match.
Mike, I think this is going to be a very big game between Thomas Frank and Enzo Maresca. Sorry. Miami, I ran me team cry because match we in table for. So
as you figure that out, how about we try and do? I was looking through trying to find the team news
because Liverpool will be playing who? Aston Villa.
Liverpool have Aston Villa to face.
Wow.
What are we?
At Anfield.
Yeah.
At Anfield.
No. I'm coming. Hold on.
Liverpool plays Aston Villa at Anfield.
Anfield, they are fine, but if they are away, they will lose again.
Let me confirm that.
Liverpool plays at Anfield because they traveled away to Brentford during the weekend for their game against Brentford.
It's Liverpool Aston Villa at Anfield.
Yeah.
8 p.m. on Saturday.
Last match of Saturday.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Wow.
I wanted to fetch the team news.
Yeah, but Kiki, no one say Liverpool game no. Because Jeremy from Point prayer for 6 weeks.
Yeah, he's out.
Wow. Aston Villa is also on the rise.
On the renaissance. They've just beat Manchester City. Don't forget. They've beaten Spurs, and Spurs are one of the teams that have been here and there.
What's your Spurs? What's your Manchester City?
Yeah.
Liverpool best chance to draw, but maybe at that time we should Salah.
But I think looking at their squad and what they want to achieve this season. If this game doesn't help them to turn it around, I don't see how Liverpool wins a game before the international break, to be very honest with you. Because right after the game against Aston Villa, they play against Real Madrid. Right after Real Madrid, they play against Manchester City before the international break.
And do you think Arne Slot will be able to sort out all the issues?
No, yesterday was
Aston Villa are also one of the teams that do long balls.
Yes. They will definitely go with the long balls.
Liverpool struggle against long ball opponents.
And Mike, in the absence of Ryan Gravenberch, Liverpool's midfield dominance
has waned.
you understand what I mean? And these guys will be coming with Boubacar Kamara, Yuri Tielemans, and these guys. Mike, it's going to be a very big game for Liverpool. I think Liverpool loses that particular game once again.
Slot has provided an update on Gravenberch's possible involvement or return against Aston Villa.
That would be the biggest news for Liverpool.
And this is what he said. I think Ryan has a good chance. The other ones are going to be, let's wait and see, tomorrow and Friday. I don't know about all of them, but I think Ryan has the best chance from all of them.
They need Ryan more than any other player in this sector. Because, Mike, if there is no Ryan, in a Premier League game, you'll be forced to use McAllister and Szoboszlai or double pivot.
Okay.
And in the absence of a player like Jeremy Frimpong, already he has not been able to fill the shoes of Alexander Trent-Arnold. Then there comes in Bradley. That I feel Bradley is too aggressive and he's too light.
I don't think he's ready.
He's ready to be Liverpool's long-term right back. In this instance, when you have a player like Gravenberch, you can move Szoboszlai to the right back position. That I believe he works so hard, can complement a player like Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah can stay up front and create the need. If they are having Gravenberch at Anfield, my trust to me, I think Liverpool have a chance against Aston Villa. It really improves their chances. Right. If they have Gravenberch, I will stick my head out for Liverpool to win either half in that game.
Okay. Let's see how far things go. So we'll move from the Premier League. So I think we are done with the Premier League.
No, for Chelsea and Tottenham.
Chelsea and Spurs. So let's talk about it
later.
No, right now.
No, let's discuss
Chelsea
it.
and Tottenham Hotspur. Charlie, but you see, I don't know what is going on between Thomas Frank and Senegalese midfielder.
Is Bissouma.
No, not Bissouma. Bissouma, they say Papi Matassa. You see, James Madison is injured. Or the Papi Matassa ball as a number 10.
Yeah.
And I think he doesn't really see Papi Matassa as a box-to-box midfielder. Now, no more game, no Kudus in a card.
Again.
Only Jolinton, on your red card and on your yellow.
No, I think a yellow card.
It was just a yellow card. Okay, red card, I can also be See, against Chelsea, it's all about 3 key battles. Mike, 1, the key battle between Mohamed Kudus and Marco Cucurella is very important in this game, especially looking at the importance of Mohamed Kudus in the Tottenham setup. When they want to create, when they want to do anything, it needs to go through Mohamed Kudus. Cucurella has also found himself to be a player that really worries, these people we call the top guys whenever they come up against him, taking them out of games and all of these things. It's an interesting battle. Either one of them will get a yellow card in that particular game. So it's a game that I'll go for cards. Because 2 of them, one will have to deal with a certain issue, tempers will rise. If Cucurella gets the best of Mohamed Kudus, definitely be rest assured that he will get him angry. If Kudus will also get to Marco Cucurella, be rest assured that Cucurella will get angry and go in for a tackle that he's not supposed to go in for. There will be frustrations on that particular angle. Number 2, I'll be looking for the midfield battle. If Papi Matassa is playing, if you have these other guys in the middle of the park complementing him, the huge battle will be between them and Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. I think whenever Chelsea has Romeo Lavia, they attack, they build in different phases. They are unpredictable. It makes them quite a dominant force. So with Romeo Lavia, I'm looking forward to see what will happen in that particular midfield battle between the 2 sides. Then lastly, in the absence of Sergio Romero, how are they going to cope with Chelsea's attack? For their fullbacks, I think you need the likes of Garnacho and Co to work hard, especially when it's against Mohamed Kudus. Gittins and Co will need to work hard. Pedro Neto, I have no doubt about him working hard on the other part of the pitch. I think from that place, it's okay. But for the attack versus the defense, here, Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea, I think it's something I'll really be looking out for. And Solanke against Joshua Champo, the kid is having a fantastic season. Consistently, he's been proving himself to Enzo Maresca. A lot of Chelsea fans were angry that he took him out and brought in Tosin Adarabiayo, which caused them the loss against Sunderland. Chelsea will need to bounce back. This is a big game, Mike. There were questions written all over their game against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the EFL Cup, especially taking a 3-0 lead, then back to 3-2, then to 4-2, then back to 4-3. Really confusing. And I think it was really frustrating for the Chelsea fans. But I'll be looking forward to the Kudus-Cucurella battle, looking forward to the midfield battle, Chelsea's attack versus a Tottenham Hotspur defense without Christian Romero.
Spurs have not beaten Chelsea since February 2023.
The last one was even disgraceful, where Chelsea had to play against 11 against 9.
Yeah, and still won.
Nicholas Jackson and that game.
There was a 4-1 and then 4-3 in the last 2 seasons. Chelsea stripped to the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So let's see what happens. But this is basically the feature game. There is also Liverpool Aston Villa.
Both teams to score. Huh?
Yes. See, looking at the attack, especially Tottenham, they have a little attack as compared to Chelsea. They have Kolomwani available, Richarlison available, Mohamed Kudus in top form. We are looking at Xavi Simons having been really flamboyant.
My God, there's only one sign now. We will get time and discuss.
What's
the Chelsea for this three? One sign on what filia?
I don't have a total so far, no so near but one player, Mijini, when it comes to joining the attack is Pape Matassa. He's just like Sa for no more hard dream price money, sir.
Yeah.
From
Liverpool,
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Or more hard dream power, but I think with that attack and looking at this leaky Chelsea defense, Omutimi conceded training against Wolves and and Premier League games or more, but they've been really conceding. So I think Tottenham has to go, and Tottenham is playing at home, so they'll surely score. Chelsea will obviously score with the likes of Jan Pedro and Stavaro Willian, Pedro Neto Dems, and but I don't know if Obayana Adrian or Sabri Pity the mistake by playing Andre Santos, hoping that Andre Santos will bring his defensive ideas, his rigidity when it comes to aggressiveness and also athleticism, to add to them Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in the midfield, so that because right now you are meeting a midfield of Joan Palia and Batancourt.
Very rigid.
They are very rigid, so you need that too. But I don't know if they would want to. He would want to play Andre Santos as a number 10 again, because at the end of the day, it wouldn't make sense. You have Palia and Batancourt, they are rigid. They are not going to do any proper thing. It's all about defensive stuff. So why don't you put in an attacker and number 10 that will actually contribute to Chelsea's effectiveness? I think looking at Chelsea's attack and land the laps also by Abeje Red card movie. I think both of them will score. I'm seeing go for both sides.
And it's a game that I struggle to find who actually can win.
Yes.
It looks like both teams have vulnerabilities. Chelsea defensively vulnerable, judging by who Maresca selects, but there's a certain vulnerability in there. The same applies to Spurs. I think the absence of Cuti Romero takes a sense of leadership from their back, and it will affect them. Then in the middle, as you rightly said, not too much creativity, but a certain level of rigidity. And they have a tendency for putting in a bad tackle at a point in time, leading to maybe a dangerous situation for the opponent they play against. So I think, yes, both teams to score looks very much likely. So let's see what happens. But let's jump to Italy. Look at the games that will be played. I think the top of the bill will be AC Milan against AS Roma. But in between, Juventus travel to play Cremonese. Then there is Como away at Napoli. Como are having an excellent season. They place fifth. They are fifth on the table, 16 points. Napoli among the top places. It is Napoli and then
even though they're in top form, but Napoli better from. Napoli playing at home.
Yeah, Napoli at home.
The form of McTominay right now.
I just don't like their striker, Lorenzo Luca. I think he doesn't really look at home in the Napoli team.
Not at all, Mike. Not at all. Not at all.
Hoyland just recovered from an injury, so he featured in the game against Lecce, the one they won just this midweek.
Second half.
Yeah, so he's available. And then Zambo Anguissa has carried them through from the last 3 games they've played. Okay. Napoli against Como.
So I think Napoli is the best home side in the Italian Serie A this season.
Okay.
12 possible points as compared to Como, who are the 9th best away side in the league. Meaning they are not good travelers.
Okay.
But definitely Napoli at home, they feel comfortable. So I think with this game, Como will definitely get a go against Napoli. That is one thing I'm really looking up to. But I think winning the game, Napoli stands a big chance to win this particular game. But if I'm not going with Napoli straight win, I'm going with Napoli to win in the half. or double chance Napoli in this game and over 1.5.
How about I introduce you to this option?
Google.
Napoli to win 2-0. No.
Okay.
Napoli to win
2-0.
That means they are not winning 1-0, 2-0.
Okay.
At least they will win.
They are not winning with a clean sheet. And even if they draw, it still wins.
Yeah,
I think we'll go with that.
Yeah, at least you get around 1.31.
Yeah,
exactly, for something like this. Because
I think it's better.
I am looking at Como's away games, and they drew 0-0 against Parma. They went to Atlanta. It was 1-1. They beat Fiorentina 2-1, and Bologna beat them by a goal to 0 just at the start of the season. Maybe new players hadn't really settled in. And Como against Napoli. They beat Napoli. Napoli beat them 3-1 in the last game they played there. You know, Como has been out of the picture for a very long time. And that is their only Serie A meeting at the Stadio Diego Maradona. So it means whenever they go away, the probability that they will get an away goal is higher.
It's higher.
Yeah, because in the away games so far this season, it is 4. They've scored in 2. And then they did not score in 2, 50% chance of scoring. Again, in the away travels this season, they've lost just 1. So meaning the chance of them losing the game is 25%. If you just oppose that with the other, then it means that it is likely Como will get a goal or force the issue against Napoli. I actually see them causing an upset. Conte's team have played a streak of games. Fatigue is setting in. That is one key thing to look at. After this game, they have a Champions League. They need to redeem themselves in the competition. I think Conte would like to rotate. He will not really get the best side that he has to select. Injuries to Kevin De Bruyne, and then Stanislas Lobotka is also out injured. It takes something away from their midfield. I think Como would maybe cause an upset against Napoli. They'll cause an upset. AC Milan against Roma.
Tough game. Roma home.
Yeah, AC Milan at home.
AC Milan at home. Trust me, Allegri will do justice.
Roma joined top of the Serie A table, 21 points.
Yes. Go in that particular game.
Yeah, it's for sure.
Between the two sides. I think for both teams, they are high-scoring teams. I agree to that. And I think the last few games between them, it has always been about go. Okay. The last 5 games, Roma 2, AC Milan 1.
Yeah.
Roma 5, AC Milan 2. AC Milan 1, Roma 1. AC Milan 3, Roma 1.
Yeah.
AS Roma 3, Roma 1.
Yeah.
So definitely, in the last 5 games, it has actually been both teams to score.
Okay.
So I think that option for them is really good. AC Milan are in a very good form. And looking at their home record, out of the last 5 home games they've played, they've won 4, they've drew 1. Mike, that was 2-2 against Pisa. I think that is one of the most frustrating results I've seen AC Milan get this particular season. Pulisic has started training. It's a key aspect of this particular team when it comes to AC Milan doing the better things. But Roma are unbeaten in the last 5 games.
Yes, Roma. Yep, and there's a reason they are top.
1-0 against Pisa.
Yeah.
1-0 against Lazio.
Yeah.
2-1 against Nice. Yeah. 2-1 against Fiorentina. 1-0 against Sassuolo.
And who's their coach?
Wow.
Gasperini.
Exactly.
Wow.
And one of their midfielders that is taking the lead.
In fact, they've lost 2 in their last 10 away games.
Yeah, Manu Kone.
And that was 4-0 against Aston Villa. 2-1 against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see what happens. In Spain, Villarreal, Rayo Vallecano.
Villarreal, Vallecano. Who's playing at home?
Villarreal at home.
Villarreal to win over 1.5.
Madrid against Sevilla.
Atletico Madrid home against Sevilla. Over 1.5. Both teams to score.
Then there is Real Madrid, Valencia.
Real Madrid at home.
Yep.
Real Madrid win.
Then Real Sociedad, Athletic Bilbao. That's a Basque derby.
Oh, I'll avoid that. They can play a goalless. Okay, so the win to nil aspect, I'll bring it there.
So
I don't think Sociedad wins to nil.
Okay, let's see what happens with these fixtures. And then Barcelona against Elche. Barca's injury issue seems to be compounding. And they did not play the Club World Cup for contest. Barca and Club World Cup, maybe. You know, the whole brouhaha ensued that if players play in the Club World Cup, they will be injured and the whole lot. It looks like it is balanced for everybody. Teams who did not have their players playing at the Club World Cup are getting injured. Those who had their players play there are still getting injured.
Yeah.
So it did not really make much of a difference, as said. But Barca's injury issues keep growing. Pedri is the latest addition to the list of injured players.
At this rate, I don't know what is going on in this team.
I think after this game, they play Chelsea next, right?
Yeah. And it's quite unfortunate that their top players were
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Now there's still Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski. Now Rafinha mu yesa kind of one.
Now Rafinha abani ya ende.
Emunye du Barca we Barca we.
Yeah, PSG would inform Dembele money we cry in Casa.
Say Barca na mo. Sa time na mo se mo pe Barca no. Sa time na mo idea ni na say sa Lamine Yamal na mo boni din.
Ya pese trend bi.
Nti say wo hia na sa Lamine Yamal na mbo bi na o to so mo. No Bobby ko Bobby with 60%.
Oh, and fire. Yeah, they share Barcelona. Team that no so Barcelona.
Yeah, I don't know. The injury situation is not going well for Barcelona, and it's quite unfortunate for them. Even though against Elche they will grind results, I know they will surely win. Yes, Pedri knew her, but at the end of the day, Casado, Bernal, Frankie De Jong, Fermin Lopez, Rashford,
Eric Garcia can play.
Yes, Ferran Torres, but the problem is. Against Chelsea, because right now the injury situation, if Oshia Elche will be winning. Now, what if you say Oshia the big dons like Chelsea and the idea? What is your next thing? And it's quite unfortunate. Say Lamine Yamal also no in the injury. No, also they say on your match face and with this social media thing that is going on, where Barcelona together with Jorge Mendes is trying to tame him when it comes to. And the private life, and then your man, they say air course around him and Emmanuel focus on the football, air affecting the form, right? Some people are even right now, the family members, and then now for funny be any even basa funny be air yard and say a spiritual your man because or 19 years you know about the ball. Or say 10 no. All of a sudden your man course when you there. So together with Nisuba near the Adibia and Yenum be bejina can once a mama can say who say penny for a year, you know, I him fear.
Una fufutoma.
Mena, yeah, to why, you may be Ujina Bronsansa. Yeah, kind him the eka. But no more, you almost say, man, where dinner talent. So, what talent can you mean now when you're fitter? You better who talent. But I know, say, Omahun and Tem. I made a new too late cry. Say if Jorge Mendes together with Barcelona beats me up a kwami so ahwena no more or more medical or more treating the world. Say Lamine Yamal ya fitter. Not even yinya Rafinha crab can ho na de aka ni na obi anya fit bioma.
Yeah, okay.
They are tremendous side. So I'm hoping say by the time we share Chelsea no na injury situation so atakakra Pedri dey na fresh onya mai. But I'm hoping say ndo na Rafinha and then at least Ferran Torres I have match fit in there they didn't. Chelsea for mo at the end mo share Wolves here who you. Mo share Wolves
me rotate team and the crowd share 3-0.
Hey, one time I was the debut the people was saying the team no Man City. Man City side out they share 3-1 no. Just say second side but no create me league. Ne any team ni yes
man
all kinds of
as long as you
discussion say okodwom no koto srade nam no bi so koto variety ana variety no to wetin dia ye nkwan ahodo
why na ye sporting director
Richard Hughes and then Edwards
it's there pile bomb with team na chinchine atwan me sa kasa no mo kasa na ye salary replacement
I think that
when we are salary replacement
that show of bravado that we can still force the Isaac issue to prove the big boys.
What's that show there?
Bravado. Yeah.
I want to win yana.
Why? So guys, thank you very much. We wish you a very good weekend, and if you listen to some of the tips, the predictions that we gave, then give it a try. Maybe it could be your lucky day. You could break the bank and you could make some money. But that is it for today's episode of the 4Post Podcast. You just have to recommend the channel to others to also join, and then they subscribe to it. They hit the notification button. Whenever content drops, they will be able to follow. But it's a bye from us. We'll be back to bring you more after the weekend. We wish all the teams the best of luck. Wow, be Diego so dear.
Monday. Yeah,
no. Never face open. Bye bye.